Good morning. This year's AFPOP AGM business plan presentation is brought to you from the hub, the nerve centre of AFPOP operations, the Pumpkin, where upstairs members are being helped, telephones are being answered, emails are being replied to, lives are literally being saved. Yes, it's been a good day in the Pumpkin. The annual business plan highlights the Council's intentions for the year, building on the previous year's activities. It considers the long-term goals of the Association and our best guess at what might happen in the coming 12 to 18 months. What has become apparent over the years is that the core work of AFPOP continues relatively unchanged, whatever the climate. And apart from some occasional realigning or expansion, it is for the most part business as usual. However, two things that have changed over recent years are the nationality mix and the geographical spread of members. Most notable perhaps in that now 20% of members don't have any link at all to the Algarve, in contrast to the situation of only a few years ago where 95% of members were based in the south of Portugal. More on this later. I'm pleased to report that the end of year membership in 2022 stood at 9,528, a growth of 870 on 2021's year-end figure. The average growth figure for the last 5 years was 9.2%, or an average net increase of 691 members. However, the average growth in the first two of those years was 6.75%, with the last 3 years averaging 10.8. Whilst it might be argued that the last 3 years have now become the norm, I don't think it would be prudent to assume that such high new member figures will continue indefinitely, and we should continue to adopt a slightly cautious approach once again regarding growth for budgeting for this year. Therefore, the anticipated growth figure for this year is 5%, which would mean an overall increase of 476 members and giving a total membership number of 10,004 members at the end of 2023. The nationality mix of AFPOP members continues to broadly reflect that in the wider foreign resident community and has also undergone some changes in recent years. By all accounts, Americans were the highest percentage of immigrants in 2022, and they were also the highest proportion of our new members. At the end of last year, UK members were still by far our largest group at 44%, with Americans now the next largest at 16%. The Germans are at 10%, and then 9% Scandinavians, ahead of the Dutch with 7%. The remaining 14% come from 65 other countries, reflecting the increased diversity amongst members. The geographical change of members is significant when looking at member benefits and also at representation outside of the Algarve. Whilst it might be possible to attract new service providers in other areas, realistically this will be more successful with the assistance of members, and we will continue to encourage them to identify and refer businesses in their area that might offer preferred terms for members. A members association obviously needs a strong core as its foundation, and member retention continues to be a focus for the staff. A retention rate of at least 90% each year is ideal in order to provide a solid platform for growth and as a base for those new members to expand upon. It's important to be in contact with those new members who join online or via our alliance partners Medel Target, and my thanks go to Katia, who will continue her excellent work in contacting those new members personally wherever possible to welcome them to the association. We will also introduce a webinar program this year to contact those new members who are outside Portugal. We are pleased to be able to maintain the membership fees unchanged again in 2023 at €50 for the first member, €15 for the second member, and a joining fee of €35. These fees have not been increased since 2017. The direct debit system is an excellent option for paying the annual renewal, which not only helps us to reduce our administration costs and staff time, but also helps to reduce the number of members who are lost because their reminder letters were not received for whatever reason, and we continue to urge members to activate a direct debit for membership renewal. Member services are essentially split into two factors: the support that we provide to members and the way in which we provide it. The most obvious resource available to members is of course the staff. Currently there are 8 staff. Besides myself, there are 4 in the membership services team, 2 in the member admin team and the marketing coordinator. There are no plans to increase the staff levels this year. The staff provide services to members from the office in Portimao, which is rented and has sufficient space for them to carry out their work, to meet with members and to hold business meetings. The monthly rental for the office has not increased in the 14 years that we've occupied it and will not be increased again this year. The satellite programme will continue and began in January in Almansil at the Medal office and Lagos at the Medal Lagos Clinic, where office staff attend those venues to meet with members once a month. I would like to thank Medal and Lousdok for offering their spaces free of charge. We will continue to evaluate the need and viability of other Algarve satellites as necessary, and my thanks to Karina for leading the satellite programme and making it the success it's become for so many members. I would like to thank my colleagues in the AFPOP team, Maria, Harry, Karina, Ellen, David, Marisa and Katia, for their excellent work, which rightly receives much recognition and praise from members, and for their continued support for me once again as we work together to continue to provide support and services to our members. Thank you all. It's fun, challenging sometimes, and genuinely a pleasure to be a part of this team. Apart from personal contact, information is made available to members through Update magazine, both in printed and digital formats, with 6 editions produced each year on a bi-monthly basis beginning in February. Sponsorship is sought by the marketing coordinator, David, to cover the costs of providing Update to members, thereby reducing the financial impact on membership fees. This will continue in 2023, and I would like to thank David for making Update financially viable, Erwin and Irene Moore, the editors, for making it so attractive and also for the German translations, Christiane Hendricks, who lays it out, and of course to Marisa, who worked so hard to research and help me to compile the articles and make it interesting to read for all the members. Without you, there would be no Update. The website, afpop.com, provides information electronically via the members area, accessed by a login and password system. We will coordinate the website with the newly updated database to reduce duplication of work and also to provide the members with an improved service. This upgrade will begin in the second quarter and will not cause any disruption to members. The work will be spearheaded by our IT supervisor, Harry, who has also done an excellent job in redesigning and updating the member database to enable, amongst other things, the second members to now start receiving their own mailings as full members of the association. We also have the Blip website to promote the Blip Expo and the exhibitor offers, and we will continue to use Facebook as our only social media platform. We will not be using any other social media outlet. The regular mailings to members, known as the member briefings or news from AFPOP, have also become a valuable and much appreciated addition to our information services. These will continue at a slightly reduced frequency in 2023, and my thanks to the membership services team, Karina, Ellen, Marisa and Katia, for researching and producing such informative and easily understandable information sources. The Better Living in Portugal exhibition, or BLIP, provides another face-to-face opportunity to recruit new members and importantly to meet with existing members, whilst also maintaining a very positive relationship with a wide number and variety of businesses, and we were delighted to be able to bring BLIP back in 2022. There is very little opportunity for businesses to promote themselves in this way in the Algarve, and we have a good core group of exhibitors who like the event and who want to be with us each year, and some have in fact already requested their stands for 2023. Whilst organising BLIP has now become a genuine team effort with all staff involved in its organisation and operation, I would like to thank Ellen, who coordinates the event so well and without whom it quite probably couldn't take place. Also David for promoting the event to the business community and attracting so many exhibitors to the event, and also Francisco Rosa, who works with us each year and upon whom so much of BLIP hinges. BLIP Expo 2023 will take place on the weekend of the 14th and 15th of October in the Portimao Arena. Besides the issue of out of Algarve member benefits, it appears there is also a difference in the reasons that many people outside the Algarve join the association, with those members seemingly less interested in the services provided by the AFPOP office staff and far more interested in those other member benefits. This is of course the reason for the Advantage Directory, which lists in both printed and online format the offers available to members from hundreds of businesses across the country, many of which are available wherever the member lives, but with the majority being more relevant to members in the Algarve. We do need members in other regions to inform us of potential additions to the directory to make the benefits of membership even more relevant to them. We should also acknowledge that one of our main member benefits is the group health insurance offer administered by our alliance partner Medal Target Insurance. The dramatic increase in American members has also increased the demand for this benefit considerably, and it brings new challenges for the insurers and to Medal. My thanks to Enrique Pinheiro and his team, who work so hard to make sure that the group plan remains competitive and attractive to members. It's not an easy task, and their efforts on behalf of members should be acknowledged. I also thank Enrique for his continued support, not only regarding insurance matters, but as one of the sponsors of BLIP. Whatever the reasons for members across the country joining AFPOP, the question of whether there is a need for an office outside the Algarve and the viability of having such an office remains unresolved. Whilst members in Lisbon and the North may seem less interested in the office, we don't know how many potential members we are losing by not having such a facility outside the Algarve. This was part of the long-term plan, which was disrupted by the restrictions of the COVID pandemic and still needs to be investigated and finalised. There are several options to explore, from a fully staffed office of our own, a joint funded office with another organisation, temporary space in a business centre as a satellite facility, or simply a telephone service that diverts calls to the existing office in Portimao. One of the criteria for establishing any office outside the Algarve must be whether it is financially sustainable from the income from members in those areas. Social events are organised by locally based volunteer area event organisers, or AEOs. Currently there are 5 AEOs in the Algarve, in Algesur, Lagos, Silves, Albufeira and Eastern Algarve, and 1 in Porto. Ideally we would like an AEO in Portimao Monchique, and a possible candidate has been identified for 2023, and also an AEO for the Lulé area. I would like to record my appreciation to Pat, Linda, Heather, Karen, Hans and Jamie for their excellent work and for supporting the council and staff efforts to make life better for our members. My thanks to them for their support and their amazing energy, and also to their partners for their support. Experience over the past several years has shown that the most effective tools for marketing the association are word of mouth recommendation from satisfied members, referrals from businesses and face-to-face scenarios with the AFPOP staff. Advertising in the traditional media produces little or no response, primarily because of the very broad extent of AFPOP services and the other member benefits, and also the difficulty of knowing what message needs to be delivered at any point in time and which meets the needs of the potential member. However, the media scene is ever changing and new opportunities arise, and I would like to thank David for his guidance and for continuing to monitor the marketplace to identify relevant printed and online publications, and social media and other broadcasting options. Recommendations from members are linked to the Introduce a Member initiative, whereby existing members receive a €5 discount on their own renewal for each new membership that they bring. This will of course continue through 2023, and we encourage all members to make sure that those that they refer to AFPOP quote them as their source, so we can say thank you by making their own membership even cheaper. Our good relationship with Open Media enables us to attend as a partner and make a presentation at their 4 Living in the Algarve seminars, which they held in 2022, aimed at people moving to or living in the Algarve. Those events were well attended and allowed us to meet delegates in a face-to-face situation, which in turn resulted in a significant number of new member sign-ups. A further programme of these seminars is planned for 2023, and we will be pleased to support them once again. The MC is mindful that in the coming years there are likely to be some significant changes to the association, with the retirement of the CEO and recruiting his replacement, plus other staff members approaching their own retirements. These factors will impact on the management of the association and the provision of member benefits, particularly with regard to the production of Update magazine, and the councils are looking at ways to ensure the successful and smooth transition, whilst at the same time guaranteeing the continued operation of the association for the benefit of members, without the need to resorting to increasing annual fees. Whilst the long-term plan is important, particularly with an eye to potential reasons for a downturn in membership, recent years have shown just how easy it is for such plans to be derailed by forces outside our control. In those instances, what matters most is how robust the association is financially and how adaptable the staff is to deal with unforeseen problems or crises. I would like to thank my colleagues on the Management and Fiscal Councils, Erwin, Enrique, Larry, Eduardo, Steve, Doug, Robert and Jeff, for their time and energy in helping to shape the direction of the association, and especially to Paul for his continued support and friendship. The role of the CEO is by definition a fairly isolated one, and without a close and genuine relationship with the President, it would be even more so. It's been a real pleasure working with you once again, and I look forward to doing so in 2023 and to continuing to develop the association. Finally, whilst business plans are about the future, they are of course built on the foundations of the past, and one of the cornerstones of AFPOP's service to members for the last 25 years has been Maria Silva, our finance manager, who was here when I arrived and will be here when I've gone. Almost everything that we do at some point goes across Maria's desk, as it results either in money coming in or going out. For a quarter of a century, those financial dealings have been in very good hands, and Maria has provided support for the treasurers, the presidents, the council members and to me in presenting the finances of the association and making sure our accounts are in order and the bills are paid on time. Personally, I want to thank Maria for the friendship and support that she's given me for the last 20 years and congratulate her on 25 years of excellent service to AFPOP, its officers and more importantly, its members. Thank you, Maria. And thank you all for your attention.